Hello, it has been a while, but I am back. I had a couple of technical issues and other things going on in life that prevented me to do any kind of review. So all the plans that I had with those tasters, well, they're not happening because I tried all of them tasters and one of them was quite nice actually, which is Summer Haze, and then I decided to buy a pack of it, which I'm going to open up now. What you need to know is apparently the season is October 2022, and the origin is Roaring Tiger Cliff, China, up to third leaf, and elevation is 700 meters. This is rock oolong, and I got this tea because of this jumping knife teapot, which I have introduced in January, I believe, a long time ago. And yeah, so I use this teapot for oolong teas, but mainly with rock oolong teas. So let's just heat up everything. And let's open this one up. And I noticed that nowadays Mei Leaf pretty much sends everything in these kind of biodegradable, no, not biodegradable, compostable. Sorry, they are compostable pouches. It says it on the back. When you buy one, you can read it yourself. So anyway, so instead of the old-fashioned boxes, now everything's in these pouches. And the good thing about these pouches, which is the bad thing about these pouches, is that they are resealable. So you can just seal it back as it was. There you go, nothing falls out. The problem is, if you bought all of them tins that they used to sell with the lids and then you group them together, you pretty much don't have use for them. Because everything is in these resealable pouches, unless you take everything out and then put them in the tin. It really smells nice though. Oh, this is really good. I haven't had it for ages. It reminds me of very kind of on the peach side of the fruit notes, but also a little bit of I don't know, a bit of chocolate, but it's fresh, so it's not on the cherry side, it's more on the peach side, the fruitness to my nose. Let's just put some out in this, but that's quite a lot. Let me show you the leaves, and I hope it's going to focus. So that's how they look like. I might take a picture of it and I will put it at the end of the video. But let's have a look. So they are very dark, but they are fairly big leaves. Well, it was up to 3 leaves, doesn't it? Yeah, up to the 3rd leaf. So they are fairly big. Not really, more like medium size, but there are some of them there that are quite big. I don't know if you can see any of it. Maybe, I don't know, an inch or so long. And they are very dark, but they smell awesome. Right, let's turn around the teapot so it faces you. Let's pour some hot water away into this fancy tea tray. which I really like because all the water gets collected in here, so I don't have to worry about the mess. And you know what, I use all of these. Why not? I have no idea how many grams these are. I have not been measuring for ages. I'm just using my eye and see what looks alright in the pot. And that looks quite alright actually. So I just move this about a little bit, move that over there, I don't need it, I have the tea towel here. And the lid is very hot. It gives me a little bit of a charred wood, like dark chocolatey notes. And I can smell these kind of fruits like orange or peach, and mixed with the chocolate, it's really nice. And these are just the dry leaves. Right, let's rinse them, see what happens. Let's zoom in a bit. I can actually zoom in quite. Yeah, that looks alright. Yeah, I get that chocolate, peach, fruity notes. Little bit of maybe wet rock. It's really nice, actually. I like it. Well, mind you, this is why I bought it, because I used up all the tasters without recording them, and this one was one of my favorite out of those that I was planning to make videos about, or of rather, but I never did because life was a bit busy. Anyway, so 25 seconds first infusion, probably 5 is already gone, and yeah, let's see. It feels about right, isn't it? So I just pour it away. Well, went a little bit over there as well, but that's fine. Today I'm using this different Kongdai. I don't use the glass one. I just didn't want to actually create more washing up for myself. I don't have to. The leaves stayed curled up, so they didn't open up, so that's good. So there will be a lot more infusions in them, because as the leaves open up more and more, they give you a little bit extra. So at the moment they are still all curled up, and potentially I could get out 9 infusions out of this. So let's see. At least this is glass, so you can see the color of the liquor, which I am very keen on as well. Let's see. Okay, so you missed it because I am too zoomed in. And the connection between the phone and the camera decided to get interrupted. It looks like that one is still recording. So the liquor itself from this angle looks quite light and golden. And Very clear, if I'm honest with you. I'm just trying to connect to my camera again. Yeah, okay, yeah. So, let's zoom in so you can see the liquor. Now I can control the camera. So this is how it looks like. That's the first infusion. Now I will zoom out a little bit. There. Let's see. As the first infusion, I wouldn't say this tea is thick. Maybe on the medium side. But I'm sure thickness will pick up a little bit with the second and the third infusion. But I wouldn't say it's thick. Funny enough, my girlfriend calls this teacup not a teacup but tea sipper. She says that this is not a teacup, this is a tea sipper. I kind of see her point. Anyway, so texture is done, and now the taste. I can definitely pick up those fruity notes that I mentioned. Light orange, maybe peach, and a little bit of that maybe wood, charcoal, chocolatey notes. But obviously it will get more prominent with the second infusion. It's not as oily. It doesn't have that kind of coating effect that I was kind of expecting. It is in that sense a little bit lighter. Yeah, the texture I would call it medium. Yeah, but obviously definitely not thick. Anything else on the taste? No, just those fruity wood chocolatey notes. Those chocolate notes are very faint, so they are not like having pure chocolate in your mouth. What else? Is there anything else I can pick up? Mind you, this is still the first infusion, and this water rapidly cools down in the kettle. Mind you, it holds the temperature quite well. The finish is somewhat coating. It definitely, obviously, it has warming effect because it's the temperature. But in the kind of taste, it's very pleasant. That's the word. There is no astringency. There is no imbalance. There is no bitterness. There is sweetness. There is sweetness to it. Let's just infuse it second time as well. Just pour it over there. There. Give it the good stuff. And I really like this teapot because it just looks awesome. I really love it. I don't know, one day I might buy the teacups as well. But I just love it. It feels nice as well. Not when it's full of boiling hot water though. Let's move this dragon out of the way. Let's get this back and then let's fill it up. Because it should be around 30 seconds. And the pour of this teapot is just absolutely brilliant. Amazing. I love it. I do recommend this teapot. Right, has the smell of the leaves changed with the second infusion? I try to shake them up so they are not sitting at the bottom, they are just, you know, fluff them up, if you like, fluff them up. The smell hasn't changed at all. Hasn't changed at all. With the heat, you have the higher notes, and as it cools down, the deeper notes are becoming dominant. Right, that's enough sniffing. There. And then into my tea sipper. I really like it being called a tea sipper, so from now on this is not a teacup, it's a tea sipper. Cheers. My first impression of the second infusion was that it kind of lost a little bit of those fruity notes and more like wet rock notes coming out of the tea, or I might have not let it infuse long enough. So what I will do a third one as well, but I will actually make the seconds count. I know it will increase the length of the video, I do apologize. It does say that recommended water temperature is 99 degrees though, and recommended amount is 5 grams per 100 ml. That looks alright. It's like the leaves still haven't opened up, so they are still curled up and probably occupy 40% of this teapot, so that's alright. And pretty much that's all what it says. Oh yeah, it says it on the front. So it says fruity woody cultivar with strong minerality. Maybe that's where the wet stone feeling is coming through. Mind you, this teapot, as every clay, affects the tea differently. I'm not really sure about the strong minerality, maybe later on. But yeah, as I said, wet stone. Anyway, what does it say? After that it says boiled grapefruit candy. I just love these kind of, I do apologize, but nonsense. I mean, first of all, where do you get grapefruit candy from? And when are you going to boil the grapefruit candy? Maybe I'm just not imaginative enough, but where are you going to... No. Anyway, it says cranberry and peach. Okay, I got the peach. With oregano and light orchids. Yeah, the floral notes I understand. Oregano, I didn't pick up on it. Let's see, because now the water cools down as well in the kettle, so I still wouldn't touch it, and the tea cools down as well. So let's see if how that affects the taste. Yeah, the flowery notes I get. Minerality maybe in the kind of wet stony notes. Oregano, no. Boiled grapefruit candy, I find it nonsense. Um, and then, yeah, that's all it says. And then the peach that I started with to begin with. Mm. Yeah. Yeah, but once again, oregano, I still can't get oregano. But it is not a boring tea. Not at all. How does it make me feel? Um, well, overall, so far, the tea is not on the expensive side, not crazy expensive. It has a price, but not that crazy expensive that, you know, like gold. Mind you, it has the color of gold, but you know what I mean. And of course, I didn't use any kind of filter, I just, as you saw, poured it in. Mm. And it's nice and pleasant. And also, what I sometimes forget to do with tea, when I drink the tea, is to slow down, because I'm always on the rush and I just like down it, you know, without actually tasting it. So you need to slow down sometimes. This is a good reminder. Slow down and enjoy your tea or coffee or your newspaper if you read newspaper or anything. Sometimes you need to slow down. So in that sense, plus the taste, plus the price point, it makes me feel alright. The tea itself, the liquor itself, it doesn't have any kind of awakening, brightening effect, like, you know, it's not full of, well, it has potentially some caffeine content, but it's not like green tea or coffee or anything. It's just a nice, pleasant drink that you can drink at, you know, any time, really. Um, and this phone is not planning to. Let me see. Because I'm a little bit lazy, and I don't really want to go all the way to the kitchen, which is 2 steps away, and heat this water up. Let me just check if this tea pad changes color. It's hot enough. It's hot enough. Yeah, and for feeling as well. And my phone keeps getting disconnected from the camera for whatever reason. Yeah, I have it turned on. Anyway, let's do a third infusion. There you go, now we are back online. And this time I just leave it there for a little bit longer. Actually, I start a countdown of 50-ish seconds. It should be 40, but let's do 50-ish. I still have some left over from the second. I didn't really talk about finish. Finishing, well, it leaves some sort of little bit of dry sensation in my mouth, just a little bit. The cup, to me, doesn't smell anything. and that should be around 50 seconds. There. So the third infusion should have been 35, because 25 plus 5 plus 5, so that's 35 seconds, so I left it in for 50. See what happens. And this is not the biggest tea tray ever, but it does the job. Anyway, let's turn it around. Let's move it here so you can see me pouring. Let's see. The color hasn't changed, that's a good sign. The leaves start to open up a little bit more. Deeper notes coming through like wood. But really nice, pleasant wood, you know, like those charred, woody, but on chocolatey side. It's really hard to describe sometimes, but it's nice. It's really nice. So that's good. I like that. Now this water is definitely colder. I should have heated it up again. So those fruity notes are pretty much gone to my taste. And now the mineral notes are coming through. So this tea is changing actually. So mineral notes are coming through. And it leaves me a little bit of a cooling effect in the mouth. Stupid thing is keep getting disconnected. I don't know what's going on today, but it's just keep getting disconnected. So anyway, so it has a pulling effect around my mouth, inside, around my gum. Let me just turn off the Bluetooth. So it's still, the texture is still medium. The fruity notes and those woody notes dialed down. I have pretty much mineral taste, like stony taste, and then I have this really, actually the minerality gets very strong now. I guess it just keeps increasing after a while, so the tea is definitely changing. Starts off gently fruity, chocolatey, you know, flirting with you, and then gives you the dryness. So literally I have pulling effect inside my mouth, around here, which is quite interesting. What am I doing? What am I doing? I put it back in. What am I doing? Dear oh dear. Dear oh dear. Anyway, I meant to pour it into the tea sipper. And the finish is just yeah, okay, there is nothing majorly extraordinary there, apart from that pulling effect that starts in your mouth after you finished it. And this tea cooled down quite a lot. So I assume that that's what's going to happen after the 5th, 6th infusion, this pulling effect is going to start to develop itself even more. So yeah, I cut this short this time, so I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, I do apologize about the long break, and hopefully in the future I can keep making these videos quite often. And yeah, thank you very much for joining today, and see you next time.